The Auriteq Flow is a truly unique controller. It allows you to control every single aspect of your DAW, and it currently integrates seamlessly with Ableton, Logic, and FL Studio. In this video, I will walk you through the functionalities in FL Studio to show you what each button and knob does. First of all, just so you understand how this is built. The controller has 10 buttons with screens behind them. These screens change depending on where you are. That's why we call it a dynamic controller, and it's what makes this thing so powerful. Below that, we have a touchscreen that lets you swipe between what we call scenes, as well as trigger certain functions by tapping different areas. And at the bottom, we have 4 rotary, press-sensitive knobs that let you control a wide range of parameters. The controller connects to your PC or Mac via USB. It has 1 USB-C port on the back for this, as well as 1 additional USB-C and 2 USB 3.1 ports, so you can also use it as an app. Okay, so the first thing you need to do when you receive the controller is to install the Auriteq app. As soon as you have it installed, if you have Mac OS, there's very little you need to do. You need to select, of course, here FL Studio. So it changes. You will see it installs the controller script here. Able to see that it's here as well. You see Auriteq in, Auriteq out. You just need to make sure that you set the same channel on both ports. And then in the input port here, you will need to select Auriteq. If for any reason you change this user data folder here, actually FL Studio recommends you not to do it, but if for any reason you have done this, and you will need to manually copy the script that appears here. So you will need to go to this location here and put it in the same. If you copy here, so FL Studio, you will need to go to here, image LAN. Then you will need to go into FL Studio, settings, hardware. You need to copy this folder, Auriteq, which includes this, into the path here. Okay, if you're using FL Studio on Windows, you need to do one extra step the first time you connect the controller to make it work. The thing is that on Windows, normal apps, they cannot create virtual MIDI ports. So you need to do this with an extra app that's called LUFS MIDI. This app is free. I will leave the link, the download link in the description of the video. And when you have this app, you can create 2 MIDI ports. You can choose the name you want, but I have chosen 8180 out. So to create a new MIDI port, you can type the name here and just press the plus symbol, and that's it. You have the MIDI ports created. This app will automatically launch every time you start the computer, so the MIDI ports will be always live. And then you need to make sure that you put these 2 names here in the app under settings. So FL Studio output port, A key out, FL Studio input port, A key in. And then you need to make sure that it matches the MIDI settings of FL Studio. Under output, you choose the A key out and you choose 1 channel. For example, here I have chosen 1. You can choose 2, you can choose 3, whatever you want. It just needs to match to the input port that I have here. So I have the input port should be then 80 in. The port, I have put 1, but you can put whatever you want. That just needs to be the same as here. And you need to click here and select Auriteq as the controller. So you understand this device has multiple scenes. You can switch between scenes by swiping the touchscreen here, and you will reach different scenes. And if you continue scrolling, you will come to the first one again. So, okay, I have opened a project here in FL Studio. Let's go over the functionalities. So in the first scene, let's go over the easy stuff. You have the play button. You have the stop. This here is to record. And then here you can move into the selected track. You see I move the track that I can control. And then what I can do is solo the track. I can mute the track. And I can arm the track for recording. So then the knobs here, what they do is they control the panning of the track that you have selected. You see I can pan left or I can pan right. I can change the volume. And this here, actually, it also shows you the peak. Find a track that's playing, and it will show you the peak, the volume levels of the selected track. Then here we have this stereo separation control, as you can see. It adjusts this here of the track. And the last one, this is very interesting. What this does is this controls the mix level of the plugins of this track. So you see it can control right now the mix level of parameter number 1. If I press here, it moves to the next plugin. So I control 2. If I press again, I can control 3. And if I press again, I can control 4. So a very cool thing, what you can do is if you press it, it will turn it to 0. So this is a good way to compare how something sounds with or without a plugin. So you're at 70%, you press it goes to 0, you press again, it goes to 71. That's a very handy feature to just quickly check, okay, how does something sound with or without this plugin. Yeah, one more thing is, if you can switch tracks by doing this, but if you hold this button and then you turn this, or if you hold this button and turn this, you can switch between tracks in a faster way. Okay, so that's about the easy stuff for this theme. Now, one of my favorite functions is the plugin insert. When you open here, it will open you a folder where you can map your different plugins from the app. And you have unlimited slots to put your favorite plugins. And if you simply press the button, you see it inserts the selected plugin. One important thing you need to know, in order for this, so this works out of the box with all the FL Studio built-in plugins. For third-party plugins, you need to add them to here. If you go to add manage plugins, you will see a list of all your plugins. So you will need to select as favorites the ones that you want to be able to add with the controller, like this, because otherwise they won't appear on this window that also opens when you press F8. So yeah, you need to do this once, then the plugins will appear there and you will be able to insert them like this, as you can see. This plan takes a little longer, but yeah. So that's for this button, which is for insert plugins. And as you can see, it is going into plugin mode. This mode allows us to control the plugin, the parameters of the plugin. So by default, how it works on FL Studio is the controller will control the plugin whose window is focused right now. So for example, you see right now I have the reverb. If I kick this, the controller changes to control the delay. And you can simply select the plugin you want, and then you can start controlling it right away. And as you can see, the controller is already pre-mapped, so it works out of the box with the parameters. But of course, if you don't like the mappings, you can remap it to whatever you like. It's very easy. To do this, you just need to hold the map parameter button for 2 seconds. Then you press the encoder that you want to remap. You simply move the parameter you want to control in the plugin. So I can do this for many parameters. For example, this one here and this one here. So if I now exit the mapping mode, you see it controls these parameters. And these mappings, once you create them, they are saved on the app. So any other time you open this plugin, even if it's in another project, your mapping will persist. Right now you see 4 slots, but you have also a total of 16 available slots that you can map to all the parameters. So even if the plugin has 100 parameters, you can map any of these 100 to 16 slots. Okay, let's see if we can find, I will explain the other function. So this, if you press the button here on plugin mode, it will bypass the plugin. It's for quickly bypassing. Is here I showed you one, it's for mapping. Here, it would take you to the next plugin, so it kind of switches the windows. And yeah, so you can quickly change the plugin you're controlling. I have to find a plugin where I can show you this, but let's speak about this button here with the example of this plugin. So as you can see, the continuous parameters, the one that are in like the digits turn, like they work perfectly out of the box. That's not an issue. 4 parameters that are a switch, which means that they only have 2, 3, 4 positions and they're fixed. By default, FL Studio doesn't pass this information. So you see the control, I need to churn until I reach 1/3 till it goes to the next position, and another third until it goes to a top, which is not very practical. So it works, but in order for it to work better, what we need to do is to do the learn button. Again, it only applies for the switch parameters. So if you hit the learn button, what the controller does is it's testing this parameter to learn, is it continuous, is it stepped? And after that, you see, one turn will do the change, so it's much easier. And actually for the parameters that are just an on-off switch, then if you press encoder here, it will switch between one or the other position. Okay, regarding the plugin insertion, so how does it work? How do I map different plugins to these buttons? You need to do this through the app. So when you go to the app, you have plugin mappings. Here, it will scan all your plugins. It will show you all your plugins in your system. They are filtered like this, but you can also like search, so Fruity, whatever. And then you just need to drag and drop them to the slot that you want. Yeah, let's say Fruity Chorus. Then when you open this again, you will see you have your plugins mapped. And yeah, when you open, press, it will insert these plugin right here. So one important thing, if for whatever reason the app shouldn't find one plugin that you have on FL Studio, it didn't happen to me up until now, but what you can do is you can add a custom plugin. You need to enter here the exact name of the plugin as it shows in FL Studio. Then it will have the plugin here, you can map it, and then you can work with it, you can insert it again. These controllers, you can change the sensitivity, which means how big the steps are that they move in every turn. So here, for example, you see the 3 dots. It's the fastest way, so it moves very fast. If I change it to 1, it's very slow, so it's steps of 1. And if you change to 2, it's like a middle way in between. You can set in the app if you like to see these these buttons, these little dots always, only when you change them, which is where I have, or you never. So this you can set if you go to the app here. You can also set the default sensitivity that you have when opening a new plugin or a new track or whatever. Okay, so we covered everything from scene 1. Let's move over to the next scene. You can reach it by swiping the touchscreen. So this scene is meant for navigating the channel rack, this here. So by pressing these buttons, as you can see, you can switch the selected channel rack. Then if you press this button, it will open the selected instrument. Okay, this is for muting this channel. This is for soloing this channel. Here you can start recording. Here it's for play, for pausing. What you can also do here is you can control the panning of the instrument right here, as you can see. You can control the volume of this right here. And this too is for controlling the pitch. So here you can set the range. As you can see, it's moving here. And then you can change your pitch in C key. Okay, so if you then, for example, go to this instrument right here, this here is again for controlling plugging. In this case, it's the instrument. So if you go here, it will allow you to control this. Works the same way. You can remap it however you like. Okay, so that's about this scene. Here it will show you which channel you're in, and here it will show you like it's the channel number 14. Okay, let's go over to the next scene. So this is also for the channel rack. This is meant to work as a sequencer. So when you have this scene, you can control the sequencer. And here you can scroll over to the next pages so you can create more. If you press here, it will start playing. You see it's playing. And by pressing here, you can control whether the numbers should follow the playback or if they should stay like this. If you put it off, then you have always like 1 to 8 and you need to move manually. This is good if you know, like, if you want to work first and create everything. But if you select this off, you see it will start following, which is good to see that sometimes if you're programming, it's a little too fast depending on the tempo. With this here, you can control the selected channel, so you can control then, for example, this one. I know we don't see it. It's too far away. It's to like this, stop it. So you see you can control this. Then you go to another channel. So you can control all the channels of the channel rack. Here you can change the tempo of the song. Yeah, that's about this scene. Okay, this is the next scene. This scene is meant to navigate the timeline. So here you can select the track that you want. You will have a big level meter here. This scene was also meant for recording. So when you're recording to the timeline, it's very useful to use this. You have this here for arming the track. Here you can change the selected track with these two. This is for starting record. This is for playing. This is for pausing. This is for solo. This is for mute, same as the scene 1. What's different here is the knobs here. What they do, they are for the timeline navigation. So I will pause it. You can move the playhead with this. Here you can select how big of a movement you want to do. You see now it's moving a lot of like a big step. If you change it to this, it will do finer movements. Here you can scroll through the timeline through different tracks. And this is also very useful here. This is for creating markers. So you see it created a marker. If you move to another place, create a marker number 2, it will create a marker. It will create a marker. And then if you turn this encoder, it will move you to this marker. So this is very useful for when you're recording. Let's say you want to start recording here and put a marker. Then you do your record, you play hit ends here, you say you want to record again, okay, I just do this, and I go to the position that I want to record. And as you can see, it will show you here the name of the marker, so you can call it, I don't know, verse, and just grow, you're in the verse. And yeah, that's about this scene. Let's go over to the next one. Okay, so in this scene, the first thing that I would ask you to do in this scene is you go to the master channel. You need to insert our plugin. This plugin comes when you install the Auriteq app. So you will see it. Let's see which one it is. I think it's this one. I have many versions. Yeah. So you need to install this plugin because this plugin is what will pass the master level information to the controller. As you can see, this will also give you a lot of information, but you can find all this information in the controller. You just need actually to add it, then you can close it because you can see everything here. So in this scene, first thing, you have 2 volume meters which read information from the plugin. That is interesting to have because the kind of levels that they show you is a bit different from the peak meters that you have in FL Studio, because it's more of a loudness and of an average than of an instantaneous peak. So it's interesting to have both. Volume meter for left and for right. This here will show you the master level. Let's see if I can, yeah. So this is showing you the level of this track here. This here is for switching to mono. You can quickly check how you make sounds in mono. You see it toggles the stereo separation to minimum in the master channel. And this here is for, if we show you the LUFS levels that the plugin is measuring. So this is very useful for when you're mastering, so you can quickly see what the loudness is. You have the short term, the integrated, and you have the loudness range, the dynamics and the average dynamics. You can reset for the integrated. You can reset here so it starts measuring again. And yeah, you switch back, we go to the value levels. I do stop, the project ended. Start playing again. Also, like you see right now, the track is very loud, but if you want to, like, you can decrease the where the threshold is of 0. So if you go like this, you see that you start seeing the needle move more. Yeah, it's this is just an optical thing. Okay, so what do we have here? Also, we have 8. We can control the levels of 8 tracks. You see, I'm controlling channel 1. We have 8 tracks, but only 4 encoders. So how does it work? Right now I'm controlling number 1. If I press, I change to control number 2. Same here, I'm controlling 3. If I press, I control number 4. 5. Also, I can change the sensitivity here. 5. If I press, I control 6. And same thing for this one right here. Okay, the only difference in this scene is that here you have a Vectorscope. The Vectorscope, what it does, it's reading the values also from the master plugin that you enter in the master channel, and it gives you a visual representation of your stereo image of the song. So you can, it's meant to be used to see if you could have phase problems. Okay, let's go over to the next scene. This scene right here is for renaming the tracks of recoloring. So here you can create different slots, different names. And if I press it, where am I right now? Here, if I press it, it changes to drums. If I press it, it changes to bass. It changes to guitar. You can create the different names here if you go to track names. So these are mine. If I go to this one, for example, I can change it to vocals. Well, I have it also, but it's okay. So it will show me vocals here, and you can create here, you have many slots, so you can create your favorites. So here you can change the selected track to rename any other track that you want. You can select it and then just press it to rename it. And this here is for changing the bank. You have 4 banks of 9 slots, so there's a total of 36 different main tracks you can add here. If I press here, it's the same thing but for color. So I can select one track. Oh, this is for the color bank, sorry. I select one track, I press here, so it gets this color, whatever color. You have here also 36 slots to recolor things. So you can quickly recolor your tracks. Okay, so we went over this renaming scene, the coloring scene. Okay, so this is the last scene that we have. This scene here is for creating your own shortcuts. So you can do this through the app. As you can see, if you go to shortcuts, it will show you here your different slots. You have unlimited slots for shortcuts. And what we did is right here, we put all the shortcuts that are available in Auriteq Studio. So you can just simply drag and drop them and add them here. And this, for example. So here you will find all the shortcuts as stated by Auriteq Studio, what they say on their homepage. But if you want to create your own shortcuts, it's very easy. And the cool thing is you can put multiple shortcuts one after the other. So when you press that button, the controller will execute one shortcut after the other. So if you go here, let's say, for example, I do Control-C and Control-D, Control-D. I can save it, my name. I can choose an image to add here as well. And the shortcut gets saved here. So yeah, so the next time then when you press this button, it will execute these shortcuts that you did For example, here I have export to WAV, so if I press it, it will do that.